Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy T Devils Blazing in Sports. Yes, of course, I am back at it. Have a crack at it. Giving you boxing geeker this work. Guys, turn this up a little bit. Man, wow, guys, what do you think about this news? Is it shocking? Do you believe it? Ripley, believe it or not, listen, Mike Tyson is back, right? We know he's taking it serious. We've seen the training programs. We've seen it all. We didn't know if it's going to be against, I don't know, somebody he can easily beat that's probably young and fighting now, or probably, since he said he was coming back, Holyfield said, me too. Maybe there's a small chance they'll do it for 3. But no, guys. Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. is signed to fight. Guys, I can't wait to get in there. Let me check something up with this. What is up with this volume? Guys, I mean, what do you guys think about it? Let me know. Roy Jones Jr. fighting Iron Mike Tyson. Good thing. Bad thing. In between. Either way. Comment below. All right. Let me click here. Advance here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, why did the mic drop? Okay. No, Biggie. No, Biggie. Shout out to my boy Bob Boxing the building. Tiller Leach says, oh wow, when is this happening? Listen, we finna dive right into it. Right now I'm just trying to feel some love on this volume that's keep going down. Come on, volume. Get up there. Get up there. We almost there. Alright guys, so listen, let's not waste any more time. Close that. Let's dive into it. Bam. Guys, look at this. Iron Mike Tyson. I am fighting Roy Jones Jr. Wow. I only fight for speed. Listen, all I want to know is, in my opinion, this spells trouble for Roy Jones Jr. In his prime, Roy Jones Jr. Was one of the fighters that I looked up to the most. Very skilled, oh, you know what? It's not showing you guys fully. How can I fix that? Give me a second. We're going to fix that. All right. Do I need to pull it? Here we go. Let's do some on the fly stuff. There we go. We just do this. Whatever. Come on. Here we go. Better? All right. Boom. Here we go, guys. Mike Tyson. I'm fighting Roy Jones Jr. I only know for speed. The expert genius in the building. He said, I got Roy Jones. What? I see Roy winning with his quickness. But listen, guys. Listen. He's not as quick as he used to be, guys. He's not as quick as he used to be. Roy Jones, one of my favorite fighters of all time. One of the most skilled, athletic fighters that I have ever seen, that had the size and the speed to go along with it. I still remember when he knocked down James Toney. He kind of stuck his head out and raised both arms like an eagle. Then James Toney tried to mimic it, and he came back and hit James Toney with some sauce. But guys, this is not made up. This is real. Mike Tyson. I am fighting Roy Jones Jr. I only fight for speed. Let's keep looking, guys. Oh man, this is crazy. This is wild. This is wild. Tyson insists he would be going full force. Anybody who knows me, I don't know how to, what is that? Jugging my foot off the gas. I just know one way to fight, and that's just what it is. I'm telling you right now, man. This is going to be a tough fight for Roy Jones Jr. This is going to be a tough fight for Roy, guys. Roy Jones Jr. doesn't always keep his hands high. When he was younger, he could get away with it. He was so athletic that he could get away with it. But this Roy is he's not as athletic as he used to be. And I can't even say that. It's not the athleticism is not really the main thing. I think it's the reaction time. When you are an athlete, you know, let's say like Barry Sanders, somebody who has incredible jukey moves and shaking people, might not be able to react to defenders like he was in his younger days to get out of the way of those tackles. Well, when we look at Roy Jones, here we go. We can look at the age right here, right? And check this out. It says what? Iron Mike will take on Roy Jones Jr. on September the 12th in an 8-round exhibition. It is called Frontline Battle. Available on pay-per-view and social media platforms. Guys, listen. They are making a comeback doing a pay-per-view style. Tyson Fury versus Roy Jones Jr. Age 54 versus 51. Height 5'10 versus 5'11. Reach 7'4 in favor of Roy Jones to 7'1 for Mike Tyson. The record 50 wins, 6 losses. Mike Tyson. Roy Jones 66 wins, 9 losses. But guys, when it comes to a fight like this, I really think the more aggressive offense is going to win the fight. The reason I am saying that is it's better to be aggressive when reaction time has went down, when speed has went down. Now the old Roy Jones Jr. Would have been able to stick, move, flashy combos, 3, 4, 5 hooks. Listen, I used to love Roy Jones Jr. when he used to throw that left hook 5 or 6 times in a row. Bop, 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 bop. He threw it so much it reminded me of McDonald's. Bop, 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 bop. And I was loving it. Let's see what we got. We got Ethan Allen in the building. This feels like a knockout waiting to happen. I don't trust Roy's chin. Listen, that's what I'm saying. My boy Expert Genius. Shout out to Expert Genius, the member in the building. He got Roy Jones. I don't know, champ. Outside of boxing, I wasted my time watching the Xbox Live event. Back to coach. Listen, man. Listen, guys. This right here. So I gotta cut these ads down. Let me do this. See, I don't want to see this like this. Boop, boop. Let's do this. Behind that. Hold on, guys. I can't do it right, can I? All right. Whatever. Let's go. So, look at this, guys. This event will include an undercard, 8-round exhibition, and it will have artists like Snoop Dogg, Lil Wayne, Future, The Weeknd, Pitbull, Marshmello. Guys, this is actually going to be an event, a concert. And listen, my boy Expert Genius is not going to like this, but I have a feeling that Roy Jones might go to sleep. I have a feeling that Roy Jones might go night, motherfucker, night. Sleep. Count sheep. Is and the reason I say that is, listen, guys, I'm gonna switch back to Mike Tyson right now, and listen, I don't know if he can sustain this work rate that he has been able to do. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull that video in. Let's go back to me. All right, we'll take this away. So I'm gonna pull in the video. Let's see. Let's go. Is it this? All right. So we'll loop it. All right. Here we go. All right. Now, guys, look, man. Mike Tyson. Listen, man. When your reaction time is slowed down and you hold your guards like this, it's going to be very hard to deal with a man that's coming at you like that. Uh, Even though they are similar in height, I think who had the edge in height again? I think it was Roy Jones Jr. has an advantage in age. He has an advantage in height by 1 inch. He has an advantage in reach by 3 inch. And probably record percentage. I haven't done the math, but they're very similar. Very similar. But guys, I just want to ask you, what can Roy Jones Jr. do when Mike get this close to him and doing that shit right there? What can he do when Mike get close to him and doing that? That's not going to work. That's not going to work. Listen, guys, I feel that Roy Jones is from the honestly, from the beginning of the fight, for the first 10 seconds, it'll be anybody's fight. Because I believe Roy Jones Jr. has not evolved his style to fight at an older age. His style at a younger age is phenomenal. I mean, honestly, he like I said, man, he's one of my all-time favorites. He's one of my all-time favorites, and I wish I can do half the stuff he did on offense and slick. And it was amazing. But as you get older, you have to transition when you see your body is losing some of the key things that made you what you were. See, back in the day, Roy Jones Jr. could have had his hands down just like this. He could have been just like that, and he could have got away with murder at that time. His hands are right here, and he slip. But when you're 51 years old, you're not slipping like that. When you're 51 years old, your legs don't move like that. They don't react like that. Your hands don't come from here to here like that. They better start here. They better start here. Boom, 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 boom. They better start here. Guys, I'm just saying this. Roy Jones Jr. in his later stage in his career, he was knocked out by some guys that should not come out. Now, remember, guys, I like Roy. I like him. You know, and to be honest, I hate to even say what I'm saying, but I'm trying to be truthful. I'm trying to be truthful. Because if I see Roy tomorrow, I'm like, bro, can I get your autograph? You're one of my top favorites. Gosh, you know, like, I would pick his brain like it was a booger in it. And then I had to get it out. But if I have to be honest, him facing a Mike Tyson that can still move like that. Now, I don't think Mike Tyson can move like that for 8 rounds. I'm being honest. I don't think so. But the fact is, I think for at least 3 good rounds. Matter of fact, I don't know if it's going to have to be 3. If Mike Tyson come out like that on Roy Jones Jr. in the first round, now, if Roy Jones Jr. still had the foot speed, see, even if you don't have the head movement, if you have the foot speed, that can get you in and out of position, in line to land punches and out of line to get hit. If you have the foot speed to react, to turn, to pivot, to roll, you can try to tire the Mike Tyson out, take him in deep waters. Honestly, Mike Tyson for deep waters will probably be somewhere around the middle or in the 3rd round. That could be deep waters for him, as we see how his conditioning really is. Is he really built to go 8 rounds? And then you can try to pick him apart and be a little fancy. And that might be Roy Jones' strategy. Let Mike tire himself out. He's going to come out like a bat out of hell. He's going to come out there burning rubble, needing a whole new set of tires. The way he's going to burn rubble and try to put Roy Jones Jr. ass in the grass early. Mike Tyson said he only knows one thing and one speed. His foot is on the gas. And and he's looking at Roy Jones Jr. like the trunks he got on, just like a yellow cone in his way. He is looking to make a statement with Roy Jones Jr. And the statement he is looking to make is, I'm back. Now, if Roy could some kind of way weather the storm, because there's going to be a storm. Listen, this is going to be the type of shit that made people in Games of Thrones worry that winter was coming. Well, for Roy Jones, winter is here. You don't got no dragon glass, no special steel. You got these and these. If he could weather the storm, because when I look at Mike Tyson, what I see a lot is a lot of hooks. I see that if you have a lot of good, honestly, you have like a almost that Clotty. Was it Clotty or Glotty that fought Manny Pacquiao? When he had it, I think it's Clotty. He had a tight defense, and honestly, when Mike Tyson get to let his hands go, get the pivoting, tight defense, looking, catch, move, catch, working the jab, make Mike Tyson miss some of those bitch punches, make him miss some of them, some of that, because I'm telling you right now, as great as that look, a lot of that works for opponents who's standing there. A person who's doing mitts and a routine they trained you, they are standing there. Which means the way that you counter that is by not being there. But the real question is, does Roy Jones Jr. have the feet to get out the way? Now, we can't speculate that we're going to see the old Roy Jones Jr. We got to go off his last few fights. Unless Roy Jr. start doing stuff like Mike Tyson and start putting out footage. And I want to see footwork. I don't want to see with Roy Jones, I don't really want to see his fancy hands, because at this age, I don't think Roy has the power to knock out Mike Tyson. But I think Mike Tyson has the power to knock out Roy Jones Jr. I want to see how his feet move. I want to see his angles. How does he react when somebody's rushing him? How does he react when somebody's inside of him? The whole training camp with Roy Jones Jr., I wouldn't do any normal boxing. I would have nothing but pit bulls trying to stalk me and throwing as many punches as they can like Mike Tyson. The whole training camp. The whole training camp. Ethan Elliott, I love Roy too, but I'd rather see Mike Tyson fight Holyfield. This feels like an unfair advantage for Mike. It's definitely it is a money fight. They're doing a pay-per-view. They're going to have artists and they're going to have an undercard. I think it's money. Tina Lynch says, and yes, Roy loves speed. Mike has the power still, but can his cardio last if Roy does? Do we know how Roy's cardio is? See, my thing, if I have to bet on two old men, I'm going to bet the one that got the better offense. Tyson has the better offense, at least shown at this stage. And I don't think his power, from what I see right here, went that far away. I feel it's like a knockout waiting to happen. Guys. This ain't looking good. Now, if Roy pulled this out, I give him all props, because his last few fights, Roy has not shown the speed anymore. He hasn't shown the reaction time. Even when you see glimpses of the old Roy Jones, it's more like glimpses of old Roy. It'd be like he'll do a move that he done years ago. You'll see it maybe 2 times in the whole fight, and it's at a speed that's 8 times as slower. If Roy was back in the day, now it's like counting. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts? Iron Mike Tyson is back. I think he's taking this dead serious. There is no plan with him. This ain't finna be no let's go in there and look good in front of the crowd. This ain't no go in there and let look pretty. I'm not trying to be a Floyd Mayweather. Mike Tyson is finna come in there with deadly intentions. He is not getting in this shape just to be paraded around as a joke. And I don't know how they made this fight. There was talks of Mike Tyson fighting Tyson Fury. And then when Mike Tyson said he was coming back, Evander Holyfield said, me too. So we seen all this training footage of Mike Tyson, all this training footage of Evander Holyfield. And out of the blue, to me, Roy Jones Jr. Wow. Smash the like button. Smash the like button. If an older Roy got stopped by Danny Green in the first round, imagine Mike Tyson. Oh, God. I agree on Roy's training camp. I would think he would have heavy punches. If Mike lands, he's going down. Listen, guys. For you guys that going to side with Roy Jones, and listen, everybody's opinion matters. I mean, not his opinion, everybody's opinion is just an opinion. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no wrong or really right answer. It's up to the fighters to prove and make one of us be like, I'm right or you're not. But you're going to have to explain to me how Roy Jones, who had been very chinny, appeared to be chinny as he got older, has shown decline in his reaction, decline in hand speed, decline in foot speed. And not be able, and he doesn't hold his hands high. Even when I watch his last fights and I watch his defense. See, this defense right here doesn't work against a Mike Tyson. Want to know why? Because Mike Tyson is throwing hooks. So if you do this, that doesn't work. Because he's planning on coming around those shots anyway. Tyson throws a lot of hooks. He's coming around her. Boom, 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 boom. Listen, if Mike Tyson gets one of those shots in, let's say Mike Tyson planning on throwing 4 punches, right? The boom, 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 boom. I think the first one that really catches Roy good is going to drop him. And at 51 years old, I don't think he should take this type of this level of punishment. Can I say that? Am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong. But guys, listen, I want to bring this to you guys. I got to get back to work. I really appreciate it. I got somebody telling me to send them more work now. Thank you guys for joining. Let me know what you think about the video. This your boy Teed Up. As always, here is what's blazing in sports. Now, for our sponsors of the video.
People always texting me at the wrong time, son. What's up? 2% battery? Shit. 1% battery. Gas. Fucking damn, let's go. Fuck. We're on the gas? Shit.